Right, okay. Sorry about that. I'm here now. Mad rush, mad rush. Right then. Hello, everybody. 27 people waiting. I'm so sorry I'm late. Had to sort all the hedgehogs out, the birds for in the morning. Then I took George out, and then Al took Gizmo out. So I'm here. I'm here. Okay, I've got we're going to be talking about the Virginia Giuffre as deceased. Now, I found this out at the early hours this morning. Long story, but I was up with the dogs and I seen it. I made a short and I set this live stream straight up because it had just happened and I knew that we had to talk about this. I wasn't going to stream tonight because I've had quite a bit on today, but we're doing this. Anne. Oh, thank you. I've just seen Anne has left. Thanks for all the help. Just something. Oh, thank you. That you don't realise how much that has helped. Honestly, thank you so much, Anne. Little Sophie, Anne's little chihuahua. She's a dot. She is a dot. She's had to have a lot of teeth removed. She's been ever so poorly this past week, but she's getting better. So if we can all give Anne some love for little Sophie. Right, okay. So this is mind-blowing. I've just been gathering as much stuff together that what I can find on this. Once I've given you the details that we do know, I'll let you know what I've been finding out. Might be something, it might be nothing, but it's pretty explosive if this is related. Right then, so I'm going to do a blanket hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of our lovely members. I really, really appreciate you guys and all of our subscribers. I'm going to get straight into this, folks. Okay. So we'll just get the basic details up for now before we continue. Because I was just starting to look into her husband. Apparently, she only married him in 2022. I thought they were married for years, but that's what I've just been reading. Right now, this really stinks to me. This does it really does stink. The family are saying that she was under pressure, right, under enormous pressure. Something is going on. So something it doesn't add up at all. Because we'll do a timeline of events as well. Bear with me. I'm just grabbing a few articles up for you. I did put a short video out earlier as well, just with a brief interview that she did. Right, let me just get this up. We'll get a BBC article up only because I don't have the ads. But I just want to say a massive hello and welcome to everyone that's here. I do really appreciate you all. I'm not going to do individual hellos because I want to crack on because I'm already late. But I really do appreciate everyone and the members as well. So if you didn't know, Virginia Giuffre, we covered her, what was it, 2 weeks ago with that? Yeah, we were covering all of it. We'll talk about the timeline in a moment, but the main news is she has passed away. Now, it's saying online that she passed away on the 25th of April, which was yesterday. But now her family is saying that she passed away on... Now, they said this morning that she passed away on Friday. But bear in mind, she was living in Australia. So in the US and the UK, it was the 25th of April that she died. But in Australia, it was the, hang on a minute, no, they're saying it was the 24th. Either way, she passed away the 24th, the 25th, okay? Now, this was breaking news in the early hours. So Virginia Giuffre, if you haven't heard this already, they're saying that she died by suicide. Now, usually there is an investigation. So if you find someone who is apparently suicided, unalived, you immediately, you would investigate it, okay? Because you can very easily set it up. I'm not saying that's what's happened here. We don't know. But my point is that how do we, like, for them just to say that, oh, it's suicide without doing any investigation makes me suspicious. It should be alleged or, they think that it's suicide. But for them to just come out and say it's suicide, to me, is extremely dodgy. That's my first thought on this. Now, the family have come out and said this. So relatives said in a statement, let's not forget that she had, and we'll be talking about this in greater detail in a moment. I'm not seeing chat, so I'm just going to blitz through this. So if you're talking to me in chat, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to see your comment, okay? Not yet anyway. So let's not forget that she had that apparent bus crash. She's saying that a bus crashed into her. That was around I think it was around the 7th of April, and she had all that photo of herself all bruised up. Now, she was due in court on the 9th of April. We're going to get into that in a moment. But she obviously never went because of this bus crash. Now, we covered this at the time, and we all of us said, this doesn't make any sense, right? The whole thing just didn't add up, down to the fact that even the driver of the school bus even said that she wasn't even in the car. If you remember, they said that she was on her own, that her helper or carer or whatever you want to call it was driving the car on her own. And then they changed it to so they were both in the car. That none of this adds up, right? The whole thing stinks. Okay. For her saying that she was dying of renal failure. Okay, so that was going on. Then we since discovered about the restraining order as well. We're going to get into that in a moment. We're going to go through a timeline. But so all this has been happening. Now, she's got, is it 3 children? I think it's 3, it might be 4, but I'll double check. She has children. She has the most beautiful children that she isn't even allowed to see due to this restraining order by her husband against him and her children. I do not believe for 1 minute that she has done this. She has not done this. She's got children. I'm sorry, it would take so much to do that when you've got kids. I know it does happen, but I don't know how she's died. We don't know yet. We don't know the nature of the unaliving, shall we say. We don't know that yet. But if you find someone unalived, even if it looks like it's the S side, we got to be careful what we're saying because YouTube. You don't just presume it, do you? Now, at this moment in time, police are saying it isn't suspicious, but they have got detectives on it. So we'll get the full update here. So her family have said that she'd been a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse, and that the toll of abuse became unbearable. She lost her life to the S-side, we'll call it, after being a lifelong victim of S abuse and S trafficking. The statement described the mother of 3 as the light that lifted so many survivors, and said that she died on Friday. See, they keep changing this now, Friday. So hold on a minute. So Friday would have been the 25th for us. And depending on the time of death, possibly the 25th for them as well. Okay. Now, Friday, the 25th is significant, but we'll talk about that when we've gone through all the details. So West Australia police said they were called to a home. So the police have confirmed this as well. You're right, Georgie. The police were called to a home on Friday night where Miss Giuffre was found unresponsive. This is really interesting because they are trying to say she died on the 24th, and I'll show you in a minute. This is the first article that came out on this on the BBC 19 hours ago, but new articles have changed the date. I think that's significant. So the police have confirmed that she was found unresponsive, but she wasn't dead. She was unresponsive. Now, a statement continued. The death is being investigated by major crime detectives, right? Early indication is the death is not suspicious. That's the early indication. So we've got to presume that she's been found in a manner that would look like S-side, yeah? But early indications, we haven't had a post-mortem yet or anything. So If you find someone hung, then it's going to look like suicide. She's going to say, okay, it looks like that, but doesn't mean it is that. So at this time, it's not suspicious. And it says she'd been living, she was born in the US. It says here they'd been married for 22 years. So the article I've just read is wrong then. So she was born in the US. She'd been living with her children and husband, Robert Giuffre, in the suburb of North Perth. I don't know why she ended up in Australia. I'm doing a bit of digging on him. I don't know much about him. So I don't know whether she moved there for him, but I will find that out. Although recent reports suggested the couple had split after 22 years of marriage. Right, so 3 weeks ago, this is where this gets really, really murky because of all the stuff that's happened. If she'd just done this, I'd be suspicious, but I wouldn't be this suspicious. She posted on Instagram that she had been seriously injured in a car accident, which her family later said she had not intended to make public. Local police later disputed the severity of the crash. Let's not forget that post that she actually made. And she actually said on there that she had 4 days to live and that she meant to post it on her family and friends Facebook page, but accidentally posted it on her Instagram, which I find extremely bizarre. So in a statement, Miss Giuffre's longtime spokesperson, Dinny von Muffeling, interesting name, described her as one of the most extraordinary human beings I have ever had the honour to know. She said that she'd been a beacon to other survivors and victims, and it was a privilege and a lifetime to represent her, of a lifetime. So after making her abuse allegations public, she was a prominent campaigner. So we know all of this. I'm not going to give you any back details on this, but we do know that the Prince Andrew denied all the claims against her, but he did pay her off. I think it was $500,000 in 2022. She took into court, a private court in 2019, because the police didn't want to know. There was no criminal charges, so she went private and she did a civil case against Prince Andrew. She met Maxwell in a British socialite in 2000. That's where she alleges she was introduced to Eggstein and his associates. And Eggstein apparently took he was unalived in 2019. That is really dodgy, that one, right? I can't even go into it. I tried to go into that before and I lost my channel. So it's pointless trying to go into it. I don't know whether things have changed now, because that was in 2019 when it happened. I got my channel back though, by the way, just saying. They did give it me back and they did apologise. But at the time, it was very sensitive around that. So you couldn't really talk about that. But I don't know how it would work now. We've had a Netflix show and everything else. So I don't know. But we've got to be careful what we're talking about. But when that happened with the Eggstein situation, that, for example, the guard that was on, it was only a jail in New York. He wasn't even in prison. He was just in a jail cell in New York awaiting trial. The actual guard who was usually on just happened to be off that night, and a new one who was working for an agency just happened to be there. It was so dodgy, right? So dodgy. I'm surprised that Ghislaine hasn't been unalived yet, but watch this space. So that was the breaking news in the early hours of this morning. Right, let me just get into the chat. I'm going to drop that link in for the article there. Now, what is really, really bizarre about this entire thing is that when the accident happened, okay, you know, the accident, the car accident in, I think it was the 6th of April, she then announced that she was being beaten up by her husband. Okay, this is really doesn't make any sense. So nobody knew about that at the time, but she made it public that she was being abused by the husband. So let me just hold on a sec, get this up here. But before we go into that, I just want to show you something else. Now, she has said many many times that she was not Uwa idol. I don't know how to say it without upsetting the algorithms, okay? That she was not, under any circumstances, that what I've just said. Now, she actually made a Facebook, and it was either Facebook or an Instagram post in 2019. Now, some people are getting confused about this. It wasn't a recent post. It was 2019. I'll get the exact date in a moment. But she actually said that she wasn't that, okay? Now, I'm just going to try and grab up the post. Just bear with me a sec. And then we will keep on delving deeper. Hold on. Where's it gone? Set everything up and it still disappeared. Just bear with me a minute, folks, because I've just been rushing around. I've just got back. I'll have to find it again. Hold on a sec. So, just go into Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, and I'll find this post. So, she actually stated that she feared for her life. She actually said that she feared for her life, and that she was not, under any circumstances, you know, that the word that we don't want to keep using. Right, here we go. I've got it now. So I just want to bear in mind the context for this. This was not posted in the last few days, what I'm going to show you now. This was posted in 2019. And there's been a lot of confusion on X because there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, you're misleading it because she didn't say it recently. It's irrelevant when she said this. It's irrelevant. She said it, whether it was 2019, 2022, 2023, it's irrelevant. So it reads, I am making it publicly known that in no way, she wrote this on, I think it was on X, she did it on Facebook, I think. I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape or form am I S idol. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me, in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted. Tell you what I forgot to do when I came in. I forgot to do a bloody audio check. I did, and my audio's not on properly. Oh, God, hang on. There we go. That should be a lot better now. Apologies for that. Let me know. There's the audio just vastly improved. I was on the internal mic again. Right, let me know just quickly. I'm just going to check the chat quickly. Let me know. Is the audio just vastly improved, guys? Stupid thing. Just let me know. Is it just changed? I've not been reading the chat though. Has it just got improved though? Yeah. It was on the internal mic setting, which is dreadful. So I've just switched it onto my mic now, my proper mic. Better, fab. Sorry about that. I forgot to check. So she made that clear in 2019. All right. So let's read what she actually said when she put this year's been the worst start to a new year. I won't bore anyone with the details, but it's important to note that when a school bus driver comes at you, this was on the 7th of April, I think this was. So she said that this school bus drove at her. Now, if you want to get more details on that, I did go deep into that a few weeks ago when this happened, around the 7th, 8th of April. And she made this post saying that the doctors, the specialists, gave her 4 days to live. And she posted this photo, which to me is very suspicious. It doesn't look like she's been in an accident. And let's not forget that the driver the parents of the children on the school bus and the police all said it wasn't serious. But what's interesting is that when that happened, she then came out and said that she was being beaten up by her husband. And this is what this plot just constantly thickens. I'm just going to grab this article up that I've just found. And this is from, let me just find it now. This was about her family. Where's it gone? One sec. I hope you're all okay. I'll leave you chatting in. AI. I'll leave you chatting for one moment. I just need to grab something. I won't be a sec. Because I like going back, right, and looking at articles from the past. So if you put Virginia Giuffre or Virginia Roberts into Google, right, you will get everything that's going on right now. But we don't want that. We want to know what was going on because they try and wipe stuff. But that ain't going to happen with us because I archive everything. Every little thing that comes through, I archive it. Oh, right. Why is this not sending? Right, okay, I've got it now. Here we go. So this post, this was made by her family. Okay. Now we are going to get into some explosive stuff shortly, which I think you're going to find very interesting. So this was her family at the time. Now, nobody knew that her family, nobody knew publicly that her husband was allegedly beating her. And nobody knew that her husband had a restraining order against her. And when that crash happened, when she posted that post on the 6th or 7th of April, she was due in court on the 9th of April because she apparently broke a restraining order that was given to her by her husband in February. Now, nobody quite knows what that was for. It was very hush-hush. Because of the bus crash, she couldn't be seen in court, but the court date was being rescheduled. I'm trying to find the date when it was rescheduled for, but I'm sure it was next week. Those details about this restraining order were about to come out in court. I genuinely think, and this is my personal opinion, I'm not saying that this is correct, that somebody got to her husband and wanted him for whatever reason, whether it was a lot of money or they threatened him. This is just my opinion, right? From what I'm seeing, wanted him to make her look like she was dangerous, uber idle, and completely mad. Because she went from being madly in love with this supporting husband to all of a sudden not allowed to see her children. She hasn't seen her children in months, folks. She wasn't allowed to see her own children. What sort of husband who has been really supportive through all of this just says one day, you're not going to see your kids anymore and takes out a restraining order? People don't realise she wasn't allowed to see her children, and we don't know why. She was meant to be in court on the 9th of April because apparently she broke her restraining order, but none of this come out. The only reason why this come out is because when she was in hospital, her family made a statement, which we're going to read out now. So this was posted on the 7th of April. Excuse me. She leaves hospital after crash. Why brother says accident saved her life. Now, he said Giuffre 41 has alleged that her husband Robert has physically abused her, which again, it doesn't make any sense. If he has taken a restraining order out on his wife and banned her from seeing her own children, what if he was the abuser, why would that happen? Something has happened between her and her husband to make her husband turn on her. Were they threatening the kids? Were they paying him off? I'm very suspicious of him, and that's why I want to dig deeper into him. But that's going to have to be another show, because I want to talk about what's happened with Virginia. So she said that she'd been in a road accident. We know about this. We've just covered this, and we've covered it in the past. Why have we got a load of... That's it. So she's now alleged that she'd been abused by her husband of 22 years, Robert. Oh my God, look at all his clothes. So she was released from hospital on Monday, April the 7th. Right, so that was a week later, a week after saying she was in a near death. She was near death following a vehicle accident with a bus. Let's not forget that her helper, or whatever you want to call a carer, who was 60 odd years old, they're asleep, just leave them for a bit.
George is eating some burger.
Oh, is he? Just save some for Gizmo then. Right, sorry, I'm just talking to Al. I've got distracted now because he's coming and distracting me. Right, so she left the hospital then. Now, she was released from the Charles Gardner Hospital in Perth. A rep confirms to the People magazine. The rep didn't provide additional information about her health. So on Sunday, March the 30th, that was when she said in the Instagram post about the bus. Now, it says there 49 miles per hour, which is incorrect. She said 110 kilometers an hour, which was around 60 to 65, by the way. So we know about this. Now, that was the picture that she posted on her Instagram, which to me, it doesn't even look, oh, fuck off. It doesn't even look like a real picture. Look at, she's got her makeup on. She's got her eyeshadow. She's got her eyebrows done. Her hair's perfect. Let me just zoom out a little bit. See. Okay, 96 people watching. Hit the like, folks. Thanks for joining me today. All right. So I'm not going to read that again. Now, while she was in hospital, she came forward with allegations of abuse of her husband of 22 years. Why come forward now? Why come forward? Why didn't she say anything when the restraining order was given against her in February of this year and she was banned from seeing her own children? I just don't know what to believe. So in an exclusive statement, Virginia said, I was able to fight back against Giuffre and Eggstein, who abused and trafficked me. But I was unable to escape the domestic violence in my marriage until recently. After my husband's latest physical assault, I can no longer stay silent. Someone's lying. If he's abusive, why has he got the restraining order? Why haven't the courts and the police in Australia given her the restraining order against him? It doesn't make any sense. Not seeing any chat, by the way, so apologies. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. So her brother spoke exclusively to People magazine, and his wife, Amanda. They both say Virginia is speaking out about the allegations because of the severity of her injuries. I think the last incident that they had, she almost died. This is from the husband, apparently, allegedly. She says on the 9th of January, the beating was the last beating that she had by this husband, who then got a restraining order against her. This is where people need to be looking. Something is going on with him. I think they've got to him, money or blackmail or whatever, but he wants her gone. He wouldn't let her see her own children. They don't do that. Courts do not stop mothers. Even if the mother's done something heinous, they still usually allow contact centre. A restraining order means she's not allowed to go near her own children. They're only young as well. They're not old. They're not grown up. They don't do that for no reason. The last time that allegedly Robert beat Virginia was the 9th of Jan, which left her with a cracked sternum, and a perforated eye, amongst other injuries. That photo looks more like the beating that she took from the husband. It doesn't look like a car accident, does it? It just doesn't make any sense. She was transported to the hospital for her injuries, her spokeswoman says. Now, her attorney, his attorney, okay, so her husband's attorney, told people, unfortunately, as the issues you raise are before the courts in Australia, both he and anyone associated with the case, including Virginia, or her agents, are prohibited from discussing or utilising the media. Therefore, there is no comment. Now, if that's the case, then her and her people shouldn't have gone public about that. None of this makes any sense. And now she's turned up dead, deceased, alleged suicide. I don't believe this for one moment. And the media are just saying that she died of that without giving any. They can't just say that without. There's not even a post-mortem. There's not been anything to say that that's how she died. You could literally strangle someone and then hang them up. Right. So obviously we're waiting for more details on the death, but we do know it's been confirmed that she died on the 25th. Now, what I do want to show you is the relevance around the date. Right. Hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. I'm going to get into, sorry, we're a little bit late on this one as well. I had stuff to do. Now, I think you're going to like this. So the first thing I did was started thinking, okay, this is an interesting date. Last night, well, yesterday morning, which was around 5:30 in the morning, which would have been on the evening, which is when apparently she died, yesterday evening in Australia. So morning for us, there was a smiley moon. Anyone know about that? That is apparently significant. Now, I don't know much about these smiley moons. What I do know is that it's a celestial event. Now, we know how much they love their celestial events. Also, we need to look further into the smiley moon because that moon was an alignment of planets and the moon. We'll get into that in a minute. I just want to show you this. So the smiley moon only shown for a very short amount of time. And it would have been around the time of death, but we need more information on her passing. We need to know the exact time, the method and whatnot. I do think that smiley moon is significant in this. All right. But also the 25th of April is a date in the satanic calendar. Now, this is what I want to talk to you about. Trying to make it bigger, but it's not really. That's better. Right. So, the 25th of April, the date she died, it is the grand climax. It is female sacrifice, sex, fertility rituals. Wow, what are people saying in chat? There you go. It's there in black and white. 25th of April, grand climax, female sacrifice. There is more going on here. There is more. And I'm telling you now, that smiley moon thing is something to do with this. Now, it could just be a coincidence. Could just be a coincidence. Do we believe in coincidences? I believe it is. This is a red flag to me. What are people saying in chat? Let's have a quick gander. Dave's going to the Asda. See you in a bit, bud. Where's that? My mouth asked about the calendar. So I thought, okay, this might just be a one calendar that's incorrect. Hello, Pam. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I've not been speaking to you in chat. They certainly do love one of those. Saskia, my love, says it all. No, nailed it. Yeah. There is more. So I went on a little, how old are the kids? I'll check. Hi, Peaky. They're only young. Red flag. Yeah, they love their symbolism. They love about the moon. What are the chances that this smiley moon... Now, the smiley moon happened around 5:30 a.m. yesterday morning. And she apparently died Australia time yesterday evening. The smiley moon was happening, guys. So I looks at this and I'm like, right, could it be a case of she was never going to have a normal life, Jenna? What's the smiley moon? I'm gonna show you in a minute. It's a celestial event. So just to confirm, folks, I then thought, right, okay, people might say, well, that's just a coincidence that other calendars have different things, because there are different types of satanic calendars. So let me just get this one up now. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you a different website. I'm going to link everything in as well. So I'm just going to put the link into this one that I'm showing you right now, so you guys can go and check it out for yourself to see that it is not something that I've just put together and made up, which I know you guys don't believe. Sounds like you should have... It sounds like he should... Yeah, exactly. Why wasn't the restraining order against him? This is what I don't get. Doesn't make any sense at all. Well, that's what I don't get, because it says on some websites, Pam, that they've been married since 2022. And then on other websites, it says they've been married for 22 years. It's like the media can't get all their stories added up correctly. Hi, Dave. Never heard of it. I hadn't either until yesterday. So I've linked that one. Now I'm just going to show you, this is another website, and I'm going to link it again to show you that, you know, I'm not just making stuff up. And I've had this confirmed 3 times. Hi, Nath. I'm sorry I've not spoken to you all individually, but it's just so much to do on this one. So again, we have... right, hang on. Get that off. Let's get this. Okay. So this is another website, and I'm going to link it as well. This one is called Dates to Know. This is discoverhispresence.com. This is another satanic website with dates and stuff. So I'm just going to link it. He was flipped. I'm only getting a little bit. Yeah, get the kettle on AI. Thank you. I got back from walking the dog, need a drink. So again, this is another satanic website. Okay, so I've been on here checking it down. Several cults have more and different holidays, but these are the main ones. There are also different high days for different countries. Some of I know are. So we go down. January, we've got all the dates here. We get down to April, and there we go. The 21st till the 26th. So even if you're on the 24th or the 25th, which they're unsure about, they keep changing it. It's those days are covered. 24th, 21st, 26th, ceremonial preparation for the grand climax, blood sexual. There you go. That's another website confirming it. So it's not just like a one-off website. They're just like, because you'll find that sometimes you'll get things that'll be like, one calendar will say one thing and then another calendar will say another thing, but I've confirmed it on 3 separate calendars. Let me just see what people are saying in chat. What are people making of this? Is this a coincidence? This poor woman, this poor. Now, people are saying she's a scammer and stuff. I do believe that. I'm not going to lie. I do believe that. But she was young. She was 17. That she was actually, this is my opinion, she was helping Ghislaine or whatever her name is. She was helping with the younger ones. That's my opinion. And she was used as a scapegoat. But at the end of the day, she was young. She was 17. And I don't think that whatever she went along with, it's still her fault. Because if you're that impressionable at that age, you do stupid things. You go along with things. But I'm just going to get another calendar up for you, just so I can show this, you know. Okay. One sec. So I found all this out just before I went live. So it was a bit of a mad rush to get it all together. So this is another one here, and I'm going to link this as well. This website is called libertytothecaptives.net ritual calendar. I couldn't find these on Google, by the way. I had to go searching and DuckDuckGo. Mia, I don't know what that means though, sweetie. She was 17. That adds to 8. Dies on the 26th. That adds to 8. What's the 8 got to do with it though? You're talking about numerology. She was groomed, exactly. But I do think though, Timmy's Pitcoat, hello by the way, I do genuinely think that she was involved, because they used her as like, and I said this at the time as well, and for those of you that have been with me from day one, I covered all of this before Eggstein even died, right? And then I tried to, it's all hush then, but what's the matter, George? Hang on, he's tapping me again. What's the matter, my love? Yeah, can someone check the exact time difference? Because this smiley moon, we're going to look at that in a minute. That's something to do with this as well, but we're going to have a look. Just bear with me. Right. You're right, George. I'm here. So let me just get into this. So this is another one. All right. This is a third one now. All right. Ritual abuse and killings are real. Many sacrifice victims are born and raised for the purpose of that. The oldest girl is usually, yeah, it's horrible. I hate talking about this. It's really horrible. It's really triggering. It's really not very nice, but I just want to show you the dates. Again, they love this as well. They love the Easter and the Passover. The Pope dying on the Monday is very significant as well, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. Now, April the 21st till the 30th, grand climax. See, this isn't just like a one-off coven type thing where one coven is covering this. This is across the board. Yeah. This is across all the different satanic calendars. It's not just a one-off thing, you know, because when I first seen that, I thought, right, this could just be like one particular coven or cult that's saying this. I like to go out and get more confirmation. Now, I could be here all night showing you that this isn't just one particular website. Now, they're all slightly different dates. What this one says the 21st to the 30th. Another website says the 21st to 26th. But you get the gist, yeah? It's all around this time. Let's not forget that Easter changes as well. Easter can be any time from mid-March till the end of April. So the Easter is never the same day every year exactly. This is this date here. Again, grand climax, sexual and blood rituals, abduction. ceremonial preparation and holding of sacrificial victim for whatever this is. I can't even say that word and I don't want to. And you can read this, guys. I don't want to read it out. It's horrible. Again, is this just a coincidence? I'm not saying that this poor girl. So this is the grand climax for this here. We need to keep an eye on this date, folks. April the 30th. Let me have a quick look at what day that falls on. Wednesday. Apparently, this is a big thing for them. This is a big thing. And let's not forget what's happening in Leeds today as well. This is apparently a crossbow man. I've only caught a bit of it because I've been out, but apparently there's somebody in Leeds with a crossbow going around shooting people. What's going on, guys? So, yeah, so we had the Pope on Easter Monday. I believe the Pope was killed before that. I'm not going to lie. Not killed, died. I think that they kept it for that so they could do this resurrection thing. So this is really interesting, but I do think the 30th is very important to us, and we need to keep an eye on that date. I feel bad because she's only just passed away, and I don't want to say that this is what has, caused the death of this poor woman. Again, people can say she was faking it. Now, there's actually a Twitter page saying that she's a liar and a scammer, and I find it really, really terrible. And even today, after she's passed away, they are still going that she faked the whole thing for money and fame and all this stuff. I think that's disgusting. The poor woman's dead. But I do think we need to be looking into why on earth she couldn't see her kids. We just... Hold on a sec. Oh, I've got a banging headache, I have. So a family have confirmed that she passed away. Now, on the 25th, again, it's in black and white here. They keep changing the date. A family confirmed that she passed away Australia yesterday on April the 25th. Let me have a quick look at the time difference. I don't know if anyone's done it in chat. I'm not seeing the chat. Just bear with me a sec. Right. Time difference. Let's not forget, though, she was from America. So I'll give it to us, the time difference to the UK, but I think it's going to be... Let me just look at the UK. Right, they're 7 hours ahead of us, right? So I'm going to go to US. Washington is 12 hours. Right. Interesting. So her family announced it. Which family announced her death is the question. Which family? Her husband, who had a restraining order. I hate all these ads. They're really doing me head in. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of abuse. Lifelong victim. Not just when she was younger. The husband. But the thing is, again, how can they say with certainty the next day or that day that she died of suicide? How do they know? Just because you find someone who looks suspiciously like that. Oh, wow, I've got that necklace. I've got it on right now. Oh, my baby, from my little baby. So they've confirmed, the police have confirmed. So we've got a little bit more details here. Let me just make that big. Sorry about that. A little bit more detail. It's hard to read. If I keep making it bigger, they keep putting the ads bigger. But the cops confirmed that they were called to a residence, which is about an hour's drive north of Perth, last night, where Giuffre was found unresponsive. Police and St. John, Western Australia. Is that St. John ambulance? What? Do they not have like a proper ambulance? I suppose if they're rural, Australia is such a vast place, isn't it? Attended, yeah, St. John ambulance, that is. So there wasn't even a normal ambulance. What's that about? Have we got any Aussies in the house? Is that normal to not have an ambulance? But again, it's so rural in Australia. It's so vast. You're not going to be like in the UK where there's hospitals everywhere. And in most of the, not half of the US has got like major cities and stuff, and you've got hospitals everywhere. So I don't know if this is because she was so rural or because the ambulance didn't deem it important enough. But they only sent the St. John. They attended and provided emergency first aid. Now, St. John ambulance guys, they're just volunteers. They're not paramedics. Do you not find that a little bit suspicious that actual ambulances weren't there? An ambulance wasn't there. What are people saying in chat? Very rural. Yeah, but Perth's quite a big place. I'm really good at keeping secrets. I'm just looking at chat. Yeah, exactly. Who alerted the police? So she was found unresponsive. She wasn't found dead. Oh, they've changed it again now. They said that she was found unresponsive. Now they're saying she was declared deceased at the scene, a police spokesperson said. Now, this is what I don't get. The death is being investigated by major crime detectives. Early indication it's not suspicious. But our media in the UK have taken that sentence and they've put it across as nothing to see here, not suspicious. It was suicide. That's it. No, that's not what they're saying. Early indication, it just means they walked into a potentially that scene. It doesn't mean that was it. Just really riles me. This is what I don't get. This accident, none of it adds up. This poor woman, regardless of what you think of her, whether you believe her. What's the matter, my George? Do you need the toilet? Should we get Daddy to come and take you? Another toilet? You've not long been out for walkies with Mummy. Have you been for walkies? Yes, you have. Honestly, I've never known anything like George. He comes up and taps me. He taps me on the leg or on the hand. Overdose, quite possibly. Hi, Julius. You can have paramedics in St. John. I just find that a bit bizarre. Usually pills. I don't think that she would do this. Now, let's not forget. Yes, I haven't read it properly because, as I say, I've been out, but there's something going on in Leeds with a man and a crossbow. What I want to do. What are you looking at, George? What's the matter? You okay? Yeah. Has anyone ever had a dog that comes up to them and taps them with their paw? And if they don't respond, that he knocks my phone out of my hand. If I've got my phone, knocks it out of my hand and then taps me on the head. It's the strangest thing ever. You're okay? Because it's not getting my attention. Right. I don't have my phone in my hand right now, obviously, but it does in the past. So we know the date is dodgy. I've given you everything I know right now about this. I can't tell you anything else because we don't know anything. But I do want to have a little gander into this smiley moon. What's your attention? Mine does, really. Always tap, 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 tap. Yeah, I agree there, Karen. There's no way. We don't know, Candice. If you know you've got more, hi, Sweet Freedom. He's adorable. He's a proper baby, Mummy's boy. Everywhere I go, he's attached to me, aren't you? Every time I go live, it's like He wants his mummy. He's lying here. You okay, Georgie? You mummy's boy. A lot of people don't remember or don't realise, just quickly, I know I'm diverting, but just really quickly, that George nearly died when he was 10 weeks old. Let's not forget that. He had a choking incident. Picked up one of Gizmo's chew sticks and he was choking, and he was put into intensive care for 2 days at the vet hospital, and he was only a baby. It's the most traumatic thing, other than obviously having Jack, which was traumatic. And Al saved his life. Al was rushing into the hospital and he was dying. So me and him have got a really, really close, well, we all have got a close bond, but the moment he came out of that, he grabbed life. He was given us, do you remember it? And you said to me, you said you might have to let him go. It's cruel, because at the time we didn't know whether he was going to survive. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on this, but yeah, I was just telling you that when he came back, he got really clingy to his mum. So we're very close, bless him. No, what I was saying, Candice, was I was just saying we don't know whether she was hung, whether we just don't know. And I was just giving an example of if, for example, you was found hung, it would look like that person was suicided, right? Look like it. But it wouldn't necessarily mean that they were. They can't confirm that without a post-mortem, which they obviously haven't done yet. She only passed away last night. So let me just before we go, I'm not going to be on for much longer. I'll keep this one quite short because it's been covered quite a lot already. I'll probably stream tomorrow night. I was going to stream tomorrow night anyway. Right, let me just get into this smiley moon thing. I find this so bizarre. I'm just trying to find a good explanation of it. Right, here we go. Now, this is a quick video I'm going to show you from Fox, because they don't usually copyright, but we shall see. But let's not forget that children, I'll find out the ages in a moment, have lost their mum. It's just so sad. Yeah, let's just look at this. So this is Fox, and hopefully they won't. I'm using it under fair use. I'm going to put the link in, and they're going to explain it to us. I've just found the first video I've come across to try and explain it better.
Oh, this is so exciting. The smiley in the sky, the smiley face in the sky, called triple conjunction.
Look at this. So this is two planets, right? Venus and Saturn, the way that they're aligned, and the moon, we've got like like the start of a new moon, whatever you want. I don't know what you want to call it, but it looks like a smiley face. See? And it is very, very, very rare that this happens, folks. Very, very rare. And this just happened to be on the day that she was unalived. And this grand climax as well. Is it all a coincidence?
Face in the sky called triple conjunction. Venus, Saturn are going to be the little eyes, boop, and the moon, a crescent moon. It's going to make a smiley face in the sky. I love also putting the smiley face next to it so that we just have a reference for what a smiley face looks like. We're like, see, it's going to look like this. It's more like a celestial smirk, because astronomers say that the moon is going to be just a little bit tilted. So the best time to see it's going to be around 5:30 a.m. I did take a peek at the moon this morning.
Right, 5:30 a.m. That was US time. They are around 12 hours behind Washington in Australia. So it was around the time that she died, because it was Friday evening in Australia. that this had happened? Is this a coincidence that this smiley moon? Oh, you're not seeing this, are you? Hold on. Sorry about this. Bloody StreamYard again. There we go. That's better. Yeah, the threes. Triple junction. That's 3. Like number 3, 33. Honestly, I think you guys, this is why I love doing this live. Like, I could just make a video, which I will be doing a video at some point on this. I could just make a video and give you all the information, but I like doing it live because everybody adds to it. We're all discussing it. We're having ideas. We're giving opinions, and I enjoy doing it live. And I think you guys enjoy doing it live. If we do a video, I'm just talking to you. You know, you're not getting to interact. I'm just going to keep watching this. You can see it properly now. Apologies for that.
Knowing that this is happening, getting closer and closer, and it was starting to look a little bit like a smile overnight, and that made me very excited for what it's going to look like tomorrow.
The crescent moons lately have been beautiful.
What about the smiley face in the sky?
I didn't notice Venus and Saturn.
Mars. Is it Saturn? Saturn. It is Saturn. You're right. I apologize.
What does it mean, Mario?
Well, obviously, it's a smile from above.
Oh.
A little wink from our higher selves, perhaps.
Okay.
Ah, yes. That's how they're seeing it. A little smile from above. A little wink. It does look evil. Now, let's not forget that these people, these people who are in charge, or whatever you want to call it, they don't worship, what we do. These people are not like us. You don't get to become a politician and a superstar and all these people, these celebrities. You don't get to be there without being very, very narcissistic. Humble people never last. Very good point. Saturnalia, I can't say that. Very, very correct. Satan. Saturday. If you look into all of this, right, even the Christian faith, all of it comes from paganism. All of it does. I'm so intrigued by paganism. And I'm a Christian, but I am so intrigued because every little thing keeps going back to paganism and the multiple gods. Hit the like, folks, if you haven't already. If you enjoy the content, it does really, really help. I really, really appreciate you guys, all your support. So there you go. Now, I'm not going to watch that annoying woman anymore. But I'm going to give you you're very narcissistic, psychopathic. They're normally Freemasons or in. The thing is, though, I've said this to you guys before about the Freemason thing. Everyone just blames it on the Freemasons, but people need to start looking at the Fabians. The Fabians. But I won't make it about them tonight. Right. So I'm just going to smiley face moon. Hang on. When I'm going to see how often this happens, if it's ever happened before. When was last time? Right, they keep saying about the April the 25th. We know that, but how often does it happen? I'll try and change my wording. Because I've not seen like the first time in 100 years. I've not seen anything about that. Has it ever happened before? Gizmo snoring. Right, just bear with me. Yeah, Saturn's always involved, isn't it? Right, just bear with me a sec. Right, I'm getting a really detailed breakdown here. I'm not going to show you because it's not giving me. There's nothing about how often this happens. But Venus and Saturn have to align for this to happen. It's in a rare alignment. Let's not forget there was also an alignment in February as well. Do you remember? There's like 7 planets aligned. Do you remember that? I can't find anything about any ritual. Obviously, I'll keep digging. But is this a coincidence? Is this all a coincidence that this smiley moon happened? Or is there more to it? I just don't know. I don't know. They're calling it rare without any explanation as to like how often it happens. Let me just get this up now. Oh, what I just feel my heart just breaks for like her children. And why couldn't she see her children? The courts don't do that. And because she's now passed away, she will never get her day in court because she broke the injunction that she was given. You see, all we're hearing about is her passing away. We're not hearing about what was going on before that. Right, it's gone small again, hasn't it? Let me make it big. There you go. I'm going to take these comments off. Oh, it's just awful. They're all old enough to decide for themselves. Let me just check the ages of them. Just bear with me. Poor kids, man. Poor kids. I want to look deeper into her husband. I want to know more about her husband. I'm not going to stop at this, you know. I think their names are quite important as well. Christian, Noah, and Emily. Oh, I just want to find out. I find this really bizarre as well. The way that the family have come out and said that she couldn't carry on. They're pushing the suicide thing without even having a cause of death, official cause of death. You can say all the stuff what you want. Doesn't mean it's real, does it? Right. Let me just get this article up. Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate that, sweetie. It is very strange. It really is. 19, 16 and 15. So they are still children then. I'm going to get the details up in a minute, but just having a quick look at this moon, right? So a rare smiley face triple conjunction is coming to Earth. This was from last week. But that picture has clearly been taken before. So this has obviously happened before. If you look up in the early hours of the 25th, now again, this is on our time. So that would have been the evening for Australia. We need her time of death. But it does look like when she was killed or unalived or whatever you want to call it, it was this day, this date, and it would have been around this time of when those aligned. Can you find anything on this? No, nothing. There's literally, I don't know what this is here. Is this unrelated to the smiley face? I'm guessing it is. Right, what is a triple conjunction? Right, in astronomy, a conjunction occurs when 2 or more celestial objects appear very close to each other in the night sky. When 3 objects are involved, it becomes a triple conjunction. Again, we've got the number 3. Remember, guys, hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. It does really help the algorithm. Hi, Malice. Again, I've not done hellos to everybody, but I do really appreciate you all here. She wouldn't have been left alone, Brum Vixen. And I can't begin to stress enough that she had a restraining order against her own children. Why? If her husband was the abuser, why did she have a restraining order against her? This woman was literally beaten, according to her, and banned from her own kids. What's the reason? Doesn't make any sense. They weren't adults. Yeah, they were teenagers, but they weren't grown up, these children. Especially the younger one, the 15-year-old, needs their mom. All children need their mom. Right, okay. Now, Unity Calling has just got something up. Let's just get it in the chat. Before we go as well, let me just quickly, before I forget, because I will forget, you know what I'm like, start a poll. Can you hear Gizmo? You're going to hear a very, very brief echo. Gone. Right, I'm just going to put a poll up. Let's not forget as well that a spokesperson for Andrew came out recently and actually said that he was chuffed. He seemed, what was it? I did cover it before. Apparently someone close to him said that he thought it was funny that she'd was going for all this. It was like payback. Right. But I'm pretty certain I've said this in the past that this was coming. We're gonna get all three of them. I still expect Prince Andrew at some point. I probably spelled her name wrong, but I'll do my best. Probably spelt it wrong, but I'm on my laptop, so on my phone, it's so much easier to type. Okay, so we're starting a poll. Don't forget his big brother. Who's big brother? Oh, yes. Okay, leave the poll running for the next 10 minutes before we end the stream. I'm going to get back in now. Sorry about that. Okay. So there we are. So Venus is higher above the eastern horizon with Saturn lower, and a thin crescent moon a bit lower, a little farther north. NASA Solar System Ambassador says, oh God. So to some people, the triangle of bright objects may appear as a smiley face. Now, the smiley face to me is like trying to make it out like it's something lovely. This is a triple. We've got Saturn involved, Saturnalia, Satan. We've got Saturn involved. 3. They love their 3s. They really do love their 3s. Right, the face will be visible from anywhere in the world, although the window in which to watch will be narrow. I didn't see it. Anybody else see it? Did anybody else even know about this until I brought it up? Yeah, they do like them 3s. Triple 3s. So, there you go. So Unity Calling has found the last time that this happened. Just get the comment up. So triple conjunctions between Jupiter and Saturn last took place 1682, 1821, only in right ascension, 40 to 41, and 1981. So this is extremely rare. Yeah, I do as well, Jersey Dolphins. None of this adds up. None of it adds up. Yeah, I always thought she would have been gone by now. But do you know what, though, Brum Vixen? She could have, and we just don't know it yet. Because the pictures of her in jail look absolutely nothing like her. None whatsoever. But just before we go, the family have released this statement, which is backing up the suicide claim. Now, surely her family should be questioning things, not just going with the most obvious. So this is an exclusive again. Her family say too much to carry on. I don't believe this one bit. Her sister-in-law, Amanda Roberts, sometimes when that mental pain overrules, you can't see anything but that. I don't believe this. This woman had literally taken Prince Andrew and gone against the royal family to court, even when the police would do nothing. I don't believe for one moment that she would do this. Now, this again, they're saying the 24th here. They keep changing the date. I think it's because of the time difference. Gross. She spent most of her life fighting for justice. Why won't any of her family come out and say that there's no way she would do this? If she's such a fierce warrior, why would she give up? So we lost our sister, Amanda says, through tears. Her children lost their mother, and her mother lost her daughter. So her mom, we don't hear anything about her mom. That's where we are now. She's one of the most beautiful souls. This doesn't add up, guys. I'm sorry. Doesn't add up. Emergency services responded. We know about this. Police liaison officer Shelby Braden previously confirmed. So we know that definitely is true. Emergency first aid was rendered, but the woman was declared dead at the scene. Court authorities, early indications, death was not suspicious. As we know, major crime detectives are still investigating. Virginia's brother Robert says, Sky Roberts, that's his name, Sky, really weird name for a dude, was staying with her when she died. So the brother was there. Right, we're getting a bit more information now. Her brother was staying with her when she died. So that means that she was at home and he was there. I'm sorry, but if you've been through kidney failure, you've been through all of the stuff that she's been through, I don't believe for 1 minute. I do as well, Angel. I've been saying this all along. All along. She never gave up New Hub. I'm just reading the comments. She was in a new relationship. Hang on. She was happy. Which relationship though? Because I'm going to go deep into this. Hi, Gina. She'd already been through worse. Exactly. I'm going to go deeper into this, right? Obviously, and I will do my best to dig stuff up on what's going on with her before, because this is like, she's dead. She's committed suicide. Done. It's like they're drawing a line under it. She had a carer, yeah. That's just scaremongering, I think, what they're doing there. Hi, Nanny. I do believe that they're scaremongering. I think we need more. Penny. Oh, thank you. He battered. Yeah, well, that's what she said, though. Because, look, it says here, Virginia had reported assault to the police in January. So she actually went to the police in January and he got a restraining order against her. The police, it looks to me, in my opinion, again, it's allegedly, this is in my opinion, before they start suing me, there's a lot of people involved in this. The police, who has been paying these people off to make her look nuts? Why would her husband turn on her? Why? They haven't given us anything that she's done to them. You don't, the courts don't give out a restraining order. What did she do to her children and husband? What? There's nothing, is there? So she reported into the police, though Robert was not charged for any crime. Why? If she went to the police and there was proof, hospital proof of her being battered by him, right? Then why on earth was she given the restraining order against her? So again, this is the issues raised before the court. It never got to court. If it had gone to court, I was going to live stream that, by the way. If you remember, the date I think was the 28th. It was coming up. There was a court date where she was going to be in court for what she did. which they're saying that she broke this restraining order, we would have got all the details, guys. Let's not forget that. We would have got all the details of this court case. But now we will never know it. We will never know. It stinks. It absolutely stinks. Oh man, yeah, get vote if you're not voted already. Get voting, please hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. It does help the algorithms. Dislike if you don't. I won't be offended. I'm going to end this here, but I am going to go digging deeper, guys. Yeah, oh, it's got her money now. Yeah, another thing, where's the money gone? It never got to court. They didn't, right, they did not want Virginia going to court. Because if you look here, all the answers are in this article here, right? The issue you raise are before the courts in Australia. Both he and anyone associated with the case are prohibited from talking. Therefore, there is no comment. There is your answers there. This was going before the court. This should have gone to court on the 9th of April. But lo and behold, the accident happened. The car accident happened, so she couldn't go to court. The court date was moved back again. Trying to find the date, because we did find it, didn't we? We will find it. We will find the date. We had it before. We've got to try and find it again now. She should have gone to court. But she never made it to court to give her, we'll get some details of all this. They had been having marital issues for a while and had separated. The father of her 3 children, 19, 16 and 15, sometime around August 2023. Again, we didn't know about this until recently. If Prince Andrew was innocent, why did he pay her off? And let's not forget that that interview with Prince Andrew in the BBC. I'll probably be revisiting that as well. BBC don't like you showing their stuff though, but we'll have to pause it. I think that's worth rewatching. Do you remember when he said that he doesn't sweat? June. What the court got put back till June. Right. Anyway, I'll do some more digging. I'll find out what I can before we go. Let's just close the poll. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry it's a late one. Right, end poll. Okay, we had 46 votes. Right, okay, let's have a look on my phone. Doesn't show me on the laptop. Right, okay, so the results were, did she unalive herself? No, won at 71%. Don't know, 17%. Oh, yes, 10%. They are admitting the weather manipulation now. It's all been admitted. They're not even denying it anymore, folks. I've been saying this for years, and we've now all been vindicated yet again. The thing is, the UK hardly gets any pissing sun. We hardly get any sun. As it is, it's always raining. You couldn't make this up. And they want to take away the last bit of sun we have. They've been doing this for years. Did they say, no, there's nothing? It's late for a lot of our people, though, is what I mean. A lot of our lot go to bed early. Anyway, I know we don't get any pissing sun, do we? We don't, though. I'm a night owl as well, depending on what's going on with family and dogs and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I might start. Yeah, exactly, Peter. Doing them all the time. Do you know what? It's that obvious now. It's that obvious that they're having to admit it and pretend it's new. They're trying to gaslight you all into saying, oh, look, yeah, we're going to do it now. No, you've been doing it for decades, and more so in the last sort of decade. And the last couple of years, really bad. But they're having to admit it now, but they're going to pretend it's all new. Yeah, I'm up and down with my sleep as well. It depends. because I'm in a lot of pain. I don't sleep when I'm in pain, which is every day. Anyway, yeah, in a few weeks. They're doing it because they know I am K Ultra. Just going to have to rewind. You're all right, darling. It's been quite a bit. A lot of people say they've enjoyed this stream. BBC is 223 adds, so adds to 7, and Fox is 15. Wow, you're good at your numerology, aren't you, Mia? Well, let's not forget, folks, that Virginia Giuffre, who said that she never was going to kill herself and to investigate. I'm done with nicotine. No way. But yeah, I gave that up a long time ago. Never doing that again. I still dream about smoking though. B12. Oh, my B12 is really high. Do me a favour though. I've got to do the shopping. I've remembered anyway. Owl's messaged me. Space Cat, would you send me a message? Penny, do the shopping. No, not smoking. Oh, oops, is 24, so 6. Yeah, so this triple alignment, this smiley moon, grand climax, Virginia Giuffre, 3 things on the same day. Is it a coincidence? A lot of you think not. Anyway, I might be on tomorrow. I'll see. I don't know what. Yeah, I might do a little call in. We'll see and what people think. I don't know if it's too soon though, because she's just passed away. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, we'll not do the calling on that yet, but I don't know what we'll talk about. But I'll try and do a stream tomorrow night. Today is Alien Day, is it? Thank you so much for joining me, Saskia, and for everyone. I really, really appreciate you guys. But I should be on tomorrow night. Topic to be announced. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Lots of love. God bless. Hit the like and thank you for joining me. Good night. God bless. Bye.